Hey everyone, and welcome to question 3 associated with the Selecting Statistical Tests lecture. As usual, I recommend that you pause the video, attempt the question on your own, and then watch the remainder of the video to see whether you did it correctly. So in this case, a study is performed to compare systolic blood pressure between patients receiving placebo and patients receiving drug X. And we find that patients receiving placebo have an average systolic blood pressure of 138, and patients receiving drug X have an average blood pressure of 132. And we're asked, what is the most appropriate statistical test? Again, in these situations, there's three, real scenarios to consider. One is comparing mean values between groups. Two is comparing count data or categorical values between groups. And three is assessing the relationship between two variables. And in this case, we can see patients are clearly broken up into groups. We have one group of patients receiving placebo and one group of patients receiving X. And we are comparing systolic blood pressure represented as a continuous variable. We see that there is an average value of 138, and we're comparing that to an average value of 132. Therefore, we're comparing a continuous measure between groups. And because there are two groups, then the most appropriate statistical test is a t-test. We're then asked to consider, however, what if we were comparing mean systolic blood pressure among patients receiving placebo, patients receiving drug X, and patients getting an ACE inhibitor? Well, in that case, we're still comparing a continuous measure between groups, but we're actually comparing it between or among three groups. And therefore, because we're comparing a continuous measure across at least three groups, rather than a t-test, we would actually do an ANOVA. If you had trouble with this question, I recommend going back and rewatching the Selecting Statistical Test lecture. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, and good luck.